Hello everyone. Today we are going to continue our second chapter, that is a polynomial. Now today we are going to cover few topics. In that the first one is zero of the polynomial. Right, zero of the polynomial. Then the second one is to verify whether the given numbers are zeros of the polynomial or not. And the third one is to find the zero of the polynomial. Right, now first we will start with the word that is the zero of the polynomial. What do you mean by zero of the polynomial? Now in our previous video we have learned to find the value of any polynomial p of x at any given number x. Right, now this entire 3 is based on this only. If you have seen the video properly and if you have learned that properly to find the value of px at given x, then you will be able to solve all these 3 easily. Right, now we have learned that to find the value of p of x at x. Now what is 0? If for any given number of x, if the value of p of x comes 0, that means this x is known as the zero of p of x. I will give one example, that find the value of p of x is equal to x square for x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 1. Right, now let's write that x is equal to 0. So p of 0 is equal to 0 square, that comes 0. Now let's find value for 1, that is x is equal to 1. So p of 1 is equal to 1 square, that is 1. Right, this we have already learned in previous video. Right, that to find the value of p of x at given value of x. Right, now see carefully, for x is equal to 0, the value of p of x comes 0. That means this 0 is known as the zero of p of x. Now see the second one, x is equal to 1. Now for this x is equal to 1, our p of 1 comes 1. That means this 1 is not the zero of p of x, and this 0 is the zero of p of x. We can say that 0 is nothing but the root of the polynomial. Right, I will repeat it again, that if for any value of x you are getting the value of polynomial 0, that means this x is known as the zero of p of x. Right, let's write this in words. What is zero of the polynomial? Zero of the polynomial. Right, for any x, if p of x is equal to 0, then this x is known as or else called zero of p of x. Right, let's take one more example. Check whether x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 1 are zeros of the polynomial p of x is equal to x square minus 1. Right, again I am repeating, check whether x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 1 are zeros of p of x is equal to x square minus 1. Now, as from the definition that for any x, if p of x is 0, then that x is called as 0 of the polynomial, that is p of x. That means for being a 0 of any polynomial, for p of x should be 0. Now here we have to check that whether x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 1 are zeros of p of x, that is x square minus 1. That means for 0 this value should be 0 and for 1 this value should be 0, right? Let's write x is equal to 0. Therefore, p of x is equal to x square minus 1. Therefore, p of 0 is equal to 0 square minus 1. That is 0 minus 1. That is minus 1. Right. Now, for x is equal to 1. P of x is equal to x square minus 1. That is 1 square minus 1, that is 1 minus 1, that is 0. Now see, for x is equal to 1, our p of x comes 0, right? That means 1 is a 0 of p of x. Now for x is equal to 0, our p of 0 comes minus 1. That means x is equal to 0 is not the 0 of the polynomial px, right? Therefore we can write that 0, x is equal to 0 is not a 0 of polynomial p of x. At the same time, x is equal to 1 is a 0 of p of x, right? This was our second topic, that is to verify the zeros of the polynomial. That means you will be given any values of x and you have to check whether that value of x are the zeros of polynomial or not. So simple, you have to put that value in your polynomial p of x, and if that value comes 0, that means it is the 0 of the polynomial, and if that value is not coming 0, then that is not the 0 of that polynomial, right? Now see here again, for x is equal to 0, the value comes minus 1. Therefore, we have written that x is equal to 0 is not a 0 of p of x. And for x is equal to 1, the value of p of x comes 0. That means x is equal to 1 is a 0 of p of x. Now, we have covered this two topic, that is a 0 of the polynomial. What do you mean by 0 of the polynomial? So for any x, if p of x is equal to 0, then that x is called 0 of p of x. And second we have done, that is to verify whether the given numbers are 0 of the polynomial or not, right? Now we are going to start the third topic, that is to find the 0 of the polynomial, right? Before we find the 0 of any polynomial, remember one thing, that any linear polynomial has one and only one 0, right? Linear polynomial, you are knowing what is linear polynomial. It will be always in the form that p of x is equal to ax plus b, right, where a is not equal to 0, right? Any linear polynomial has one and only one 0, right? Then other thing, that it is possible that any polynomial may have more than one 0. That means it may have more than 1 0, right? Polynomial may have more than 1 0, but linear polynomial will be having only 1 0. Now you know that linear polynomial will be always in the form ax plus b, where a is not equal to 0. Now we know that if for any x the entire value comes 0, that means that x is known as the 0 of that polynomial, right? So how to find the 0? To find the 0 of p of x, let's start with linear polynomial only, right? Linear polynomial. Now we know that linear polynomial will be always in the form of ax plus b, where a is not equal to 0. Now for any x, right, for any x, p of x is equal to 0. If this condition is true, then and then only we can say that this x is the 0 of p of x. Now what is our p of x? It is ax plus b. Therefore we will write that p of x is equal to ax plus b is equal to 0. Therefore ax plus b is equal to 0, right? We have to find x because we have to find the 0, right? So we have to find the value of x. So remaining things you write on other side. Now when you are changing the side, plus will become minus and minus will become plus. If it is in multiplication, then it will go in division. If it is in division, then it will go in multiplication. Therefore a of x is equal to, now plus b, on other side it will be minus b. Therefore we have to find the value of x, so we will write a on opposite side. Now here it is in multiplication, so on opposite side it will go in division, that is minus b upon a. That means for any linear polynomial, the 0 will be minus b upon a. For example, find the 0 of p of x is equal to 3x minus 1, right? We have to find the 0 of p of x is equal to 3x minus 1. Now we know that this is linear polynomial, right? So p of x is equal to 3x minus 1, which is in which form? Ax plus b, where a is what? A is 3 and b is what? B is minus 1, right? Now according to this, we know that the 0 of linear polynomial is minus b upon a. Therefore we will write x is equal to minus b upon a. Now what is our b? Our b is minus 1. So this minus sign will remain as it is, that is minus. Now b is minus 1 upon what is our a? A is 3. So minus minus plus 1 upon 3. So x is equal to 1 upon 3 is a 0 of this polynomial. Now other way to find that p of x is equal to 3x minus 1. This we have to suppose as 0, right? If this comes 0, then only x will be 0 of the polynomial. Therefore 3x minus 1 equal to 0. Therefore 3x is equal to, now this minus 1 will go on opposite side, that means it will become plus. Therefore x is equal to, now this 3 will go on opposite side, that means in division, that is 1 upon 3, right? Now see, by both the way the zeros are same, you can use either this method or else you can use either this method, right? This way we can find the 0 of any polynomial by putting that entire polynomial equal to 0, and then one by one the extra terms we will write on opposite side, right? This way you can find the 0 of the polynomial. Now let's solve few sums based on this verify and to find the 0 of the polynomial. First we will do verify whether x are zeros of p of x for each case, right? Now let's take one, that is p of x is equal to x square minus 1, where you have given x is equal to 1 and x is equal to given minus 1, right? Now as we have learned that if for any x p of x comes 0, then only that x will be 0 of this polynomial. Now we have to verify whether this 1 and minus 1 are zeros of this polynomial or not, right? So for this x is equal to 1 and x is equal to minus 1, this value should be 0. Let's start with x is equal to 1. So p of 1 is equal to 1 square minus 1, that is 1 minus 1, that is 0, right? Now for x is equal to minus 1. P of minus 1 is equal to minus 1 square minus 1, right? Now as I have said previously that for any negative integer, if the exponent is even, then answer will be plus. Now minus raised to 2, that means answer will be plus. Now 1 square, that is 1 minus 1, that is 0, right? Now check properly. For 1 also answer comes 0, for minus 1 also answer comes 0. That means x is equal to 1 and minus 1 are zeros of p of x, right? Now let's take any other example, that for p of x is equal to lx plus 1, where your x is equal to minus 1 upon l. Now don't worry about this l, right? You will be given either x is equal to any number, integers, or else you can be given alphabets also. You don't have to worry about this x. You simply have to put the value of this x in given polynomial, right? So we will take that x is equal to minus 1 upon l. So we will find for minus 1 upon l is equal to, now this l will remain same, that is l into, in place of x we will write minus 1 upon l plus 1, right? Now this l will be cut because this is in multiplication and this is in division, so l cut. What is left? Minus 1 plus 1, minus plus minus 1 minus 1 0, right? That means for x is equal to minus 1 upon l, our p of x comes 0. That means this minus 1 upon l is a 0 of this polynomial. Therefore x is equal to minus 1 upon l is a 0 of p of x, right? This is to verify. Now let's solve to find the zeros of given polynomial, that is p of x, right? This we have done, that is to verify. Now we will do to find. We will have to find the 0. Suppose you have given any polynomial p of x is equal to 4x minus 9, right? For this we have to find the 0. So this is linear polynomial, right? So we can write that p of x is equal to 4x minus 9 equal to 0. Therefore 4x minus 9 equal to 0. Therefore 4x is equal to, minus sign will go on opposite side, that is plus 9. Therefore x is equal to 4 will go on opposite side, that is in division, that is 9 upon 4. That means for this x is equal to 9 upon 4, we will get p of x 0. If you have to check, that is to verify whether this is 0 of this p of x or not. P of 9 upon 4 is equal to 4 into x, that is 9 upon 4 minus 9. Now see, 4 will be cut, so 9 minus 9, that is 0, right? So this way you can check also and you can find the 0 of the polynomial, right? Now let's take any simple example to find the 0. Find the 0 for p of x is equal to bx, right, where b is not equal to 0, right? Now simple, to find the 0 we have to put this entire polynomial is equal to 0. Therefore we will write p of x is equal to bx is equal to 0. Therefore bx is equal to 0. Therefore we have to find x, so we will write this b on opposite side, that means x is equal to 0 upon b. Therefore x is equal to 0 upon any number, that is 0. Now see why this condition was given that b is not equal to 0, because b comes in denominator and denominator should not be 0, right? That means for x is equal to 0, the value of this polynomials comes 0, right? That means x is equal to 0 is the polynomial of this given polynomial, right?